Good morning, guys, and welcome to iPunt. Preview for today for Kenilworth, and just a quick look at yesterday as well, as a recap. And yeah, I get asked by quite a few people why we don't do the preview every day. The reason is simple. I do have a real job actually, so this is just a hobby, and I would love to do this full time, but I can't because I don't have enough members to actually do it full time. So I have to, my normal job as an SAP consultant, to pay for all of this. Just to run the site costs a good 12K a month, just in maintenance, and we don't even get that in as far as the subscriptions is concerned. So if there's anyone out there with a good marketing face or a good marketing person, then please do let me know. We have 25 sports, 60,000 events each month, and the horse racing. We are ready to do the international horse racing as well, but that's going to cost quite a lot more for the actual data every month. So we can only do that when we actually have some members. So we're running a 25K for 25 years special. So 25 years access for 25,000 Rand or 1,000 Rand a year. Yeah, just as a founding member so that we can actually grow and build the site and do all the to-do things still on the list and make it better for everyone else. Okay, so let's start. In the first, we have a greenie in the form of Nile the Boss. Now, I know that Amber Rock must be all the rage because Amber Rock, yeah, on debut finished second, and then in the nurseries finished seventh, but has been on a 245-day rest since, so something must have gone wrong because 28 lengths behind the winner. So there must have been some injuries of some kind, and it's coming back today to make its debut back after almost a year of not being around. Interesting to note that 12 draw this season at Kenilworth 1,000 meters has had 0% of winners. And Nile the Boss is maybe from a probability perspective to compete, maybe a better option. Adam Marcus is in very good form. He's had one runner since his last winner. Aldo Doormeyer gets the ride today. They also put blinkers on. And you'll see Aldo Doormeyer has a 100% record with Adam Marcus as a place percentage. And Richard Fourie was the previous rider on the horse when it ran fourth. It's always been in the money. 10 to 1, 7 to 1, backed in on debut, then 5 to 2, 4 to 1, 4 to 1, 4 to 1, 7 to 2, 5 to 1, 3 to 1. So, yeah, the chances of Nile the Boss is probably not as good as Amber Rock, since Amber Rock is such a superstar. And our probability stats says a 35% chance to win on opening betting for Amber Rock. If you guys don't know what all these things stands for, maybe we'll just go through them, but feel free to just click on this ratings explained page, and that will essentially give you a rundown of what every single column means, what the bomb roll means, what the bat figures means, and everything else. Alternatively, you can just simply click on that button to get the latest tutorials, so you can watch the actual tutorial on the screen here by just pressing play, and off you go. Alternatively, yeah, just use the site, and you'll very quickly get to know what it all means. Just quickly run through your ORA, overall ranking, GRA greenie points, ERA exotic ranking, AT adjusted time, SR speed rating, MS median speed or pace, EDMS the exact distance median speed, form, statistical form, intentions to use the form, super rule percentage, which is like 10 super rules that you qualify for, total points, 42 days bum roll. Now, what bum roll is essentially best average merit rating adjusted lengths behind, so it essentially looks at the strength of the previous race versus the strength of today's race, and then it adjusts your previous performance based on your weight carried, the lengths behind the winner, the draw that you got previously, the merit rating that you had in the previous race, and the strength of the race in the previous race as far as an average merit rating. and it converts that, changes that over to today's conditions versus the strength of today's versus the draw today, and it adjusts it also by the change of blinkers, gear changes, jockey changes, the draw change, and then it just gives you a mathematical actual form of the lengths behind the tool. If you see it's in red, it means it's outside of the distance category of today. In other words, like these red 1250, 1400, 1250 is too far away from today's 1000 meters, so that's why it's in red. The 1000 dimble is obviously in green because it's the exact same. If you see it in purple, it means it's the same course and the same distance. So this 1000 meters Kenilworth turf was the exact same course and the exact same distance, and that's when that horse actually gets a highlighting of purple, which is the line bat horse. So just to show you what the actual line bat means is, you'll see this one actually has a purple line through it as a line bat horse. You'll also see it's the best on the line bat figures. These are in lengths, in other words about 2.5 meters per horse. So if you see it's 10 lengths ahead, and it actually means like 25 meters because it's 2.5 meters length. So that's what bum roll is, and we break it up in 42 days, 84 days, 168 days, and then the consistency curve. In other words, consistency meaning does it consistently perform like that, or does it jump up and down, up and down, up and down? Maybe because it's getting some additional substance to help it with it every now and then on the occasion. Or maybe the horse is just not doing good always to run. You can decide which one is the fair assumption. Then the line bat, the L bat, is our handicapping ourselves that we use as who's the line bat horse, the horse that is most probable to compete. And then the bat CD is the course and distance. So it's the exact same course as today, exact same distance as today. And you can, of course, just click on any of these columns and then get it sorted by that column. Now, what we have at the top here also is the probability ratings, probability stats. So you'll see here we had 92 previous races. We just done at Kenilworth, 1000 meter class G in good going, and 92 of those races the top rated. You can change that to see what your probabilities is for exotics. So top rated to finish in the first position, you'll see a 35% is the highest here. That goes to Amber Rock, 26% on overall ranking goes to Nile the Boss, 30% on green point points to Nile the Boss, 20% on exotic ranking goes to Cotonou, which is Lucinda Woodruff's only runner for the day. These flames that you see there, the more red they are, the higher the percentage. The middle one is for the jockey trainer combination, the left one is only for the trainer, the right one is only for the jockey. And when you see a joker there, it means that the trainer and the owner is connecting. There's some connections there. So in this case, Patrick Creyer is also Miss Dumb's SP Creyer, who's the owner and the trainer. You'll also see the ranking of the actual trainer itself, 105th in that case. Richard Farid first, and the flames between the two means the jockey trainer has a good combination. In other words, in this case, 0% wins and 66.67% of places for these two together. And then each one of these has a percentage as the top rated on all of these. And needless to say, the one with the most top rated, that's when it's a circle around them or a block around them, is now the Boss, that has a whole lot of these circles around them. And of the 23 indicators, now the Boss is actually ahead in most of them. So then you'll get the percentages here. Total points, 35% of the chance of the time in Kenilworth 1000 meters class G on good going, 35% of the time the total points wins the race, 34% of the time the 42-day bum roll wins the race, 28% of the time the 84-day bum roll wins the race, and so forth. So that's what that percentage is. And if you're also looking at some value for places, top 3, top 4, top 5 or top 6, even on some feature days, you'll see what the actual probability stats is. In this case, 70% chance for a top 3 on bum roll 84 days here, 67% on exact distance and speed here, 66% on green points, etc. On the top 4, then it obviously goes up by some more, and in this case you have now the Boss also gets blinkers on, that's why that A to AB says there. But you have a 77% chance of Nile the Boss based on those 92 races. For Nile the Boss being in the top 4, if you take that up to the top 5, then you'll get up to an 87% chance of top 5, and even to an 8 to top 6, then you get up to 90% chance for top 6. So that's essentially what the probability stats means. So in the first race, the Boss is looking the best as a consistency reward. What you see here, those indicators is just what you see on the top here as well. So if it's being gelded, for instance, if it comes back from a rest cold, if it comes back from a rest hot, or if it's the horse is in the combinations is in hot form, or that's like a little runner with a 3, means it's the third run after the rest. Silverware with that money there means that the horse costs more than the average of the field, and in this case Silverware's price was 180,000, and then this little stable here, Mike Stewart, the stable changer quite whispered, is running for the first time for Mike Stewart today. That's what that little house would mean. So at the bottom here, all the figures that you see at the top, so if you open up now the Boss, all these figures that you see here as far as bomb roll, bat, adjusted time, speed rating, median speed, exact distance, and collateral form, rings behind, all of those you can also see at the bottom here in the form of a dot representing each one of these races. And if you study hard, then you can also switch off all of these other ones. For instance, if you just want to look at say 2 horses against one another, let's do it for now the Boss and Amber Rock. As far as bomb roll, you'll see that red is because it was outside the distance category, or the 1250 that I showed you. That green is obviously 1,000 meters at Dimble, and that purple one is when it's the exact same course and the exact same distance. And then if you compare that to Amber Rock's here, Turffontein 1160, 37 up here for bomb roll, and 798 down here. Bomb roll, best average merit rating, adjusted times behind. And then when you add the adjusted time with your bomb roll, then it comes to bat. And if you click on that for bat, let's look at those two again. So I'm just going to look at Nile the Boss and Amber Rock again in this example, and now you'll understand from the mathematical perspective why now the Boss has probably a better chance to perform in the top 4 at least. So there's the 0 figure, but that figure was done over 1250. Today we're running with 1,000. He's getting the blinkers fitted because probably to make it more sharp for 1,000 meters, and that was also 1400 meters, 4.22, 1250 at 10.2, 3.7 was over Dimble 1000, the 10 was over 1200 at Kenilworth, then the exact course and distance 5.56 purple one here. You see all of these figures on the back is also better than Amber Rock's figure that we do adjust based on the courses changing and all the rest of that happening. And adjusted time figures, speed rating, median speed, exact distance, median speed, links behind, and about 89% of our winners comes from the top 6. So in big fields you can just click on the top 6 button, and that will actually show you just the top 6 rated for this race. Or if you don't want to write, if you don't like it,
and you can get that in the JTR detail.
Down the bottom here, you'll also see a lot of comments. We've got 2 different exotics ways of running. I also sometimes get a chance to also do my own personal exotics in the notes section here.
The P stats that you see here is exactly the same as what you have seen in the
first version of the exotics is here for all the races. Exotic pick 1, exotic pick 2, exotic pick 3, exotic pick 4, exotic pick 5, and we normally say the exotic pick 1 and exotic pick 2 is for the PA and the bipod, and then the additional ones, as your risk appetite goes up, is for pick 6 and jackpot purposes. And then we have another way of doing our algorithms as far as the yellow stars, the ranking averages, and that's when we come to these exotics at the bottom. Here we have the weather for you, 24 hours, 3 millimeters of rain, 7 days, 3 millimeters of rain, the wind 28.6 kilometers an hour. Good, both tracks, the old and the new courses both been good going. And yeah, that's essentially, in a nutshell, what all of these things mean. So now let's just quickly go through. Now the boss
Okay,
already spoke
so
about there.
you can also then
In the second race, I'll
see
just
what
keep
your
this on the
total
top
is, the
rated
T
chances
curve,
to
which is
win.
the same as
From an
the
exotic
front one,
perspective,
where the
obviously, if
actual
you want to do
numbers or
bipod,
points is, but
then
this is
you can
just
change it
ranking,
to finish in the
instead
top
of
2. If
actual
you want to do
points
PA,
value.
then finish in the top 3.
What I like from this
So
one
if you want a
is we also
certainty
have
to
an
finish in the
additional
PA,
column at the
then you
back
can
here,
simply say
which is
to place in
our
the top 3 and
averages. Now,
move this
ranking
up to
averages,
get to
simply
100%.
put,
So now
is
we
we
get
take the
to
number of rounds in
90%.
the race. In this
You go
case,
into the
2,
top
4,
3,
6,
then you say,
8,
okay.
9.
And the reason why it's showing more than 100%
This
is
horse,
it's now out
if you
of 300
hover over
because
it, you'll
there's
see the
3
name pop up.
chances
In this
to
case,
run in the top 3. Rated 1
Right
to 3,
Choice
3
has a
chances to run in the top 3.
ranking
That's why.
average.
And then when
Out
you
of
look at the
9. So that's
147%
pretty
chance
decent.
here is the highest.
And the second
So
best
your best
in
indicator
this race
for PA purposes
is
in
Savage
Kenilworth,
Love at a very good
1200
price,
class D
8.33 to
is
1,
opening betting,
and that has
and you have a 147% chance
out of
that
9
at least
on
one of these
ranking
will be
average.
in your
And then we move to the
PA.
next
If this
one,
was part of the PA,
and that
it's
is
obviously
Run
not, so it's part
Isla
of the
Run,
bipod.
Run
So
for
we've
Isla,
changed this down
and
to bipod,
that
and you
has
say, okay, so now you have
4.07 out of 9
107%
points,
chance that
ranking
one of
average.
these top 3 on opening betting
So
will
it gives
be
you
in
a
the
pretty
top 2.
good
That's
tipping
essentially
point
how that
to see how many
works.
horses has really
The
got
top
a
rated though
realistic
is not
chance to
included in
win
this
by simply
in the
looking
space,
at
which in this
the ranking
race
average
is
and
guarding
how
the wall.
close
For us,
to
you can see on
the
overall
rest of the
ranking,
field
guarding the wall is
this ranking average
10.96%
really is.
better
On top of
ranked
that, it also
overall
shows
than
you
the
when
rest
there's
on the ranking average
specific
point. That's the
columns
1
that doesn't
star.
have any
The ranking
data.
average point
Now, if it doesn't
shows
have
just
any data, you'll see it's simply
basically
got the
averaging
ranking
every
average. Now,
single
what I mean with that is
one of
just
these
the time
columns
and
as far
speed
as what
rating,
your
nothing over the
ranking
last
is in each
84
one of those
days
7
for this
columns,
specific
in
runner
each one of
cup
those
is
23
still,
columns
and that
versus
is
the
then
rest of
also
the field.
confirmed by
So
nothing in
if
that
the lower the
42
ranking average
section,
value is, the closer
year
it
in
is
the
to
last
its
42
chances
days,
to
or in
be
the BOM
first
42
in the field.
section year in the last
Basically, that's
42
how
days.
that works. So
So
if I just
simply
look
the
at
horse
this,
is coming
that
from
yellow
a
stars that
rest.
we've got here,
If
that's
I
our
move back
overall
on
ranking
that
average,
side
and
over,
that
you
will
can see
take
there
you
is
here.
a
If you
little
click on
rest
that average
button, a
button,
rest icon
you'll
here,
see it ranks
and
it,
next to
and
that
that
little rest icon, it
1.77
shows you
is
that
the
this
average
horse
of
is,
all of these
well,
columns
just
together,
cold, back
because
from a
now
rest.
the
He's not
boss
really
is
wound up. From
11th
the
only
data
on
so far,
statistical
when he
form on the
returns
S,
from a rest, he's not
but very
100%
good
spot
in
on.
all the rest of them,
You
and
can
is the
see
best in 17
these
of
selections,
these
these
23 columns. So you'll
icons at the
see
top.
a number
If you
1 in
hover over them,
17 of
it'll give
these
you
columns,
the
and
actual
therefore it gets
understanding
a
of what
average
they
of
mean. Like that one, jockey
1.77,
trainer, the
which
win
is
place
really
percentage
good,
is
which
hot.
essentially means that
In
it
other
should be
words,
in
the
the top
jockey
2.
or trainer is in
Basically,
really hot
that's
form.
how that
In this case, we
equates.
don't have any of them. But
So yeah,
if we
let's just
go
quickly
further
move
in
through
the other
here.
races, we'll see we do have
2.68 is the
some of
best
them.
one here
So
for
in this
the
race,
Canamere
simply put,
on guarding
from a
the
total
wall.
perspective,
Here we
the
have
highest
2.64, but
points
very close to
scorer,
0.77 just behind that. So
83.32
that's
points is Savage
Ozark
Love.
and Greenland, the
Second
favorite.
choice, right choice,
And then race
77,
4,
and then 57 for
3.36
Run
versus
Isla, Run for Isla,
3.77,
and
which
then
is both Ken
51 for
Cotson's horses,
Constantia Hayes,
Blackberry
etc.
Malt and
And
my
that is
bestie,
from those
followed then
84
by
rules where
Rabbitash
every
as
horse has the same
as
chance
Confident
of
Captain
picking
Justin
up
Snaith.
points.
You'll also see
And remember,
this
these
little
points
runner
are
here,
being
how
weighted
many runs since the last
to
winner. So Glenn
conform
Cotson has
to
had
what's
18
been
races
happening as
that he hasn't
far
had a winner,
as
which
the
is a little bit high.
probability stats have
Justin
shown
Snaith has
us
had 1
for
race
the last
since
50
his
races
last
over
winner.
the same course.
And then
the
obviously
same
the ranking
distance,
of the jockey and the ranking
same
of the
class.
trainer is in there, and whether
On
this
top of that,
combination
at
is
the
hot.
bottom here, if these horses has
Crawford is
ever
hot
run
and
against one
Courtois is
another
hot, but
at
together
any given
as a
time, you
combination they're
simply
not
click on this
as
collateral
hot
form
because
here
there's
and it'll
no
show you when it
flame in the
happened.
middle.
So on the 14th of January,
In this
Right
race,
Choice
Brett
and Spivey
Crawford,
was in the same race.
Willie
You can
John,
click on
followed
them
by
and you will
Avignon,
get the
Courtney
details
Knight,
of if that
and
is
Gentleman
within
Joe,
the
and so
last
on and so forth.
8 months
So here,
for both records
3.57 is
of how that
priceless,
happened.
followed by
Cup is still,
4.6
Snakebite
Dual
Tequila.
Agent,
They did run
4.6
against
as well as
each
School
other,
Policy,
and
5
yeah, you
Canford
can see
Rose.
Cup is still
Moving
was
on,
carrying 60
1.55
kilos,
is
now
pretty
carrying
decent, and that
57,
goes to Sergey.
and was at 8 to 1, is at
2.73
7.69 today,
to
was
Tough Terrain,
11.5 behind
and
the
then
winner,
4.36 is Big Unit,
and Snakebite
4.67
Tequila
is
was 12
Navajo,
behind the winner,
and
so
then
only
another
half a length between
Snaith
the two.
horse
They're both 3
top rated
kilos
at the
difference
end here, Summer
today,
Lily,
so
very close
really
behind
not
him,
too
important
much separating
couple
these
Pep
two.
Pineapple
Apart
Mint
from that,
Green
we could see that the
in there
betting was
for
at
8 cents, and
8.3, so
Richard
the market
Fourie.
was expecting more from
So that's a mouthful
Copperstel, and the
already.
market wasn't
And then,
really
yeah, the
expecting
JTR
much
combo
from
just
Snake
quite
Bite
simply shows
Tequila,
you
being
that
at
how the
16 to
jockeys
1,
and
drifting
trainers
to
as a
25
combination
to
is
1.
going to be doing
The
for the
bottom there
day.
you can see
So when you see these
Savage
ones,
Love
it's the
ran
6
against the
columns
run
ranking
for
average, winning
Isla,
points, total
and
points, 42
Savage
days
Love was
back,
at 16
and
to
the
1, drifted
consistency
into
curve.
20 to 1.
And then you
Savage
see
Love
all
was
of them one
carrying
that
60
is
and was
probably
1.2
really decent.
lengths
That's now the
behind
boss
the
there in the
winner.
7th race.
Run for Isla was
Sergio
also
there
carrying
is
60,
pretty
also
decent as well,
carrying
and
57 today,
got
so the
some
same
decent Willie
difference
John
in kilograms,
prices
and
here.
there's a
Yeah, there's another
3.1
very
length
decent one on the
difference
wall there.
on that
The
specific
Canamere
race.
on the ranking
30th
side
of
is
May
another
at
decent one
Turffontein
here.
over the
Glencott's and
1200
Blackberry Malt,
meters.
and also
Now, if the
Glencott's
distance
and My
today and the
Bestie.
distance
There's
previously is
another
exactly
decent
the
one,
same,
Tough
you'll see
Terrain
this
there,
distance
and so on and so
highlight
forth. There's
going
Pretty
into a
Unite,
green
also
to
pretty
show you that
decent.
it's exactly the
Yeah,
same. In this case, it's a
Paul Reeves
1400,
with
so none
potential
of these were
trying
exactly
the
the
double,
same.
but he has had
But
30
if you want to
races
open
since his
all of
last
them, you
one.
just click on there and you say
So
toggle
Otis
all
the
the
Brave,
history,
followed
and then
by
it'll open
Ozark,
everything. And here you
which he
can
does get a
see
good jockey for in
when
the
it's the
sense
same
of
course,
Aldo
it'll show you in
Durmeyer.
green
It
the
has
same
5 races
TR
that
in
he's
this
entered
case,
in today,
and when
and
it's the
he's
same
in hot
distance,
form.
it'll
That's
show
why
you
that flame is there.
1400.
And just a
When
little
the
trick,
course
if
and
you
the distance
keep
is exactly
this
the
on the
same,
same race as what you keep
that's
your
part of
JTR
what we
on,
call
then you
blue
can compare
exact
the
course
graphs
exact
at the
distance, and
bottom
you
at
can
the
see
same time
1400
as what you look
TUR,
at your
1400
actual specific
TUR,
race. So yeah, you
1400
can just flip
TUR.
between all the
So
different
that just
races.
simply means that this horse has previously
And as long
run
as you
at the
keep
very
this
same
bottom one
distance
on the
at the
same one
very
as the
same
top one, then
track,
you
and
can
that's
compare
the
that
actual
way.
class it
And
ran.
the last one
You
is
can
the
see
daily
Savage Love was very
report,
good.
where you
Savage
can
Love
also
ran
flip over
second
to
on
the
the 3rd
owners
of July
to see
2021
which owners are
when G.
looking good,
Peterson
and then
was
just
on
do the
board,
top 4, for
and
instance,
that
if you just
run
want to
also
short it, and you can rank
owned
it by
or
any one
claimed
of these
Savage Love
ones
the
that you want.
best
So in this
blue
case,
back
you'll see
for exact
just the top
course,
3 maybe in
exact
each race,
distance
or the
back
top
in the
2
field, and
selections
that's
in
why
each
that
race.
blue
So
back
now you'll have much less
circled.
here in the
So
form
the
of
best
the
exact
whole
course and exact
day's
distance blue
report.
back in the field
But yeah, when I
is
keep it to the
owned
top
by
4, you'll
Savage
see
Love
here
on bat CD.
Drakenstein
And if you
Stud,
look at the
Ormond
top
Racing
rated to
Syndicate,
finish first on
Suzetful Yun,
bat
Wayne
CD alone, you'll
Kiesletter,
find
and
a
so on and so forth as the
23%
trainers.
chance
Otherwise, you just flip
for
over to
Savage
the
Love to
owners
win,
and after
which is
take
not
the
bad
owners
considering
away
it's
and do it for the
at
trainers.
8.33.
And then one last thing, if you also
On
want to
top
look
of
at your
that,
JGR
when
combo,
you
not
also
from a
take into
trainer's
consideration that
perspective,
it's
but
also
from
based
a
adjusted
jockey's
time, it's also
perspective,
based form,
you
it's
can
also
see
based
how
on
each jockey's
tensions.
day is panning
In
out
other words, the
by just
intentions
clicking on
of the
the actual
connections to
jockey
actually
here,
come
and you'll
and hit.
see here is
Now,
a
how do I gauge all those?
list of all
Or how
the
do I
races that each jockey, there's
gauge
still
all
reserve
those?
runners there, so
Simply
there will
put,
be
some of
another
those
update at
84 rules is made up
11:30
of
to
trainer
take
rules
out all
and
those
jockey rules. So
scratchings,
if you
but
click on the trainer or
yeah,
you click on the
essentially
jockey,
you'll be able
you'll
here to
see
see
that
how
it
each one
pops up a
is look
whole
like. Aldo
new
Durmeyer
level. And
got a
under
good
here, you
chance
see the
here,
owner,
and
the
then
breeder, when it's
decent
been
going
gelded or
third,
not,
and then
the merit rating, the win place
Bernard Third, Herb,
percentages, the rest,
Bantam,
the price,
Calvin
who
Havoc,
the
and Craig
sire is,
Zaki,
the
and so
dam,
forth and so forth for
and
how their
then
day is
also
panning
the
out. And obviously
stats
now
from
number
the trainer, in this
one
case
guy,
from
Richard
Bronkhorst.
Fourie,
ODR
he's
on
got.
day
He's got
rules,
Eric Sands,
whether
he's
he's
got 3
collecting
runners
any
for.
points
Gareth
for
van
the
Sale,
day.
he's
In
got
other
1
words,
for.
the trainer is
In the
actually
form of
informed
Stars in
for
Heaven,
the day,
he's got
or
1
the
for
jockey is actually
Glenn
informed for the
Cotson in
day. So on top of
Countdown, he's got
these hot
Greg
form
Enions, Lucy the
that you'll
pink
see
one,
here
and he's got
as
Harold
as little
Crawford's War
fires,
Chariot,
you'll also on the day
and he
find
has
that you
Patrick
can actually
Crayo's
get extra
Avignon.
points
So that's how
allocated
his day is
to
panning
the
out, and then
runners based
obviously
on the trainer and the
Kamalo
jockey
has
being in
got
immaculate form for the
our
day. Now you'll
superstar
see a lot of
Amber
zeros
Rock in
here
the
because,
first,
as I said, today is
and
the
then
first day
he's
of the
got
new
for
year
Azzy, he's
in
also
South
got
Africa.
Bartholdi
So
later.
as the day's
Something to
racing
include in
will
your
carry
pick
on,
6 probably,
these
if that one's
values
going
will
to be so
start
good, or maybe
populating
wait for
if
the
those
results first.
connections,
And then
in other words,
Canted
the
Rose
win place
here for
for the
Candace,
jockey
which
has
has also been in
had
really
any
good
hit,
form,
then
since
these
Candace has had
percentages will be
0
updated.
runners since
You'll
the
see
last
Fani
winner.
Bronkhorst has has had 13 runs
pretty
since
good.
his last win,
Miss
which
Dawson
is not
there
all
is
that great. You'll also
not
see
Candace
that
Bassett
at
Robinson.
the back.
Well,
When
she's
you
also
look
just
here,
had 0
you'll,
since her
you'll
last
pop
win, so
that
she's also in
13
good
that
form.
you've seen
Like
here in
people
your
like Paul
gauging
Reeves
of
has had
detail.
30 runners
But
since the winner,
you'll also
44
see
for
that
Patrick
Ryan
Cryer,
Munger is
races,
ranked
that is,
25th in the
since his last winner.
country. He's
So, yeah,
7%
so
lifetime
that's the difference
wins,
between
and
watching it
additionally
from a
25%
trainer's perspective
on
or
places.
seeing it unfold from a
That's
jockey's
all the
perspective. And
information you
obviously,
could
as the
possibly
results
think
comes
of
through,
for
then you'll
any
see the
horse
results popping in here, and
will
you can
be
see
here
who's having a
as
great day and who's
displayed
not
to
having a
you
great
in
day.
the
Anyway,
easiest way
so
possible we
back to the
could
races.
display
Race
to you.
2,
So what do you need to
Guarding
look
the
out
Wall,
for?
Otis the Brave, Stars in
Simply put,
Heaven,
we're looking
Moon
for where
Acres,
our
Tambourine Man,
multidimensional ranking
In the Bag,
systems
Prank Stand,
agrees
Aspect.
with one
That's our
another
top
in
8.
all of these
Race
different categories. In
3,
other words, if our machine learning and our total and our JTR ranking average points that I've just showed you, these ranking average points is the same, as well as what we
points,
call
bomb roll
our
curve,
ORA
line bat
overall
horse, and the
ranking,
exact
which
course
is a
distance, purple
percentage
bat
of
horse.
where
And
this
then
horse
Greenland,
is as a
White
percentage
King,
versus
French
the rest of the
Tipmas,
field.
Cash.
In this example, you can see
Firing
very
on
little
all
difference between
engines,
Right Choice and Savage Love.
Mr. Lincoln and
As
Impact
far as
Express, that's
ORA
just the
is
first
concerned,
8 rated.
12.23 versus
So they only rate the first 8
11.47.
with the forms of
Or
stars.
next to
If
that
you want
is
to
the
see the
actual
rating of all the
percentage,
rest, you
which
go
is
to
a
the JTR detail
6.2%
here and you can see
difference
all the rest
in
here.
totality.
And the fourth,
Between these two horses, the
interesting,
one
my
with 8 to
bestie,
10,
the
the other
older
one's
horse,
at
that's
8
why
to
that
1.
button
I
is
can
there.
tell you which one's the
You'll
better
see
value,
that means
clearly
it's
by
older
looking
than
at
the
that
field
is only
average. And in this case,
a
if we look at
6% difference
old, it's
between
a
these two on
2017
overall
one
ranking.
September.
And
My bestie,
on top of
the
that,
reason why that is
Savage
in
Love is
red
the
is
best on total
because
points
the
and
merit
on
rating
intent
has
and on
been
form and on
tampered
adjusted
with, or
time,
played with, or call it whatever you
pace or
want.
speed.
Personally, if you're a trainer, you're supposed to
And all of that
improve the
being
horse, not
put, you can
make it
see
run
Savage
worse and
Love was
worse,
also
and I
back
don't know
in the
why the
previous
owners
time
actually
ran
pays
at
for
the
it.
exact same
But
course
in this
at the
case, my
exact same
bestie
venue.
is
And he
mitigating
ran second
circumstances
at
that
the
it's now
exact
getting
same
older,
course
so
and
it's
venue.
still in training,
So
but
those are the
it's
kind of
6
things
years
that really
older.
makes
It had a highest
stand
merit
out
rating of
for you,
104,
and
and
the more
its
you use
current
it, the
merit
more you get
rating is
used to it.
86. So
Anywhere
you'll
where
see
there
the
isn't
moment
any
when the merit
data,
rating
you'll
goes
simply
more
see a
than
little
10
stripe,
merit
and in
rating
the
points,
JTR at the back,
then
you'll see the
it turns
date in the
into
JTR
red,
detail
and
for
the
that.
more,
So
the higher
I think
it
I've pretty
turns
much
more
showed
and
you
more and
everything
more
that I
and more red.
possibly can show
In
you
this case,
as
my
far
bestie
as
gets
what
blinkers
horses
on
followers
Sean
are
Hill
meant
for the
for.
first time,
In other words,
funny enough.
previously
Jen
this
Cotson also
Savage
has the
Love
joker there, which means
ran
that
on
the
the
owner
20th
and the
of
trainer
July. It
is
also
Jen
ran on the 3rd of
Cotson.
July, the
So that's always
22nd
a little
of
bit of a
June, the
worry
8th
for
of
me
June,
because
the 30th
traders needs to
of
make
May,
money and
the
survive.
15th of
And
May,
then the
etc.,
top-rated
etc.,
blackberry
etc.
multi, the
These
one yellow
greens
star
means
is
the
Raymond
142
Danielson.
days, those
So
yellows means
these
it's within
two,
the 84 days,
3.9
these
and
reds
the
means it's within the
6.8 on the bat
168
42
days,
figures
and
is
that's the
pretty
curve or
decent
the
then compared
consistency
to
factor.
the rest of the
And then
field,
the
which then
bat
comes in
figures
on
is
Cheeky
just simply your
Laddie.
bum roll
And then there's
with
nothing
that
on the 42
specific
days
adjustable
because
time record
Rapidash
for
has
that
come from a bit of a
specific
break. Last time
day.
it ran on 24th
Okay.
of October,
Also, things
but
to
it's
note
probably still
is
improving
when
because that
previously a
little sign there
jockey
says
was
it's a
used
spring
and now
chicken. In other
another
words,
jockey
only
is
having its
used,
sixth run,
potentially
that
a
little six
better
next to its
jockey is
name.
used,
Third
and if you
run
click on the
today,
jockey and you look at better
and that
percentages is used,
means
you
it's
know that there's a
the
bit more
bolt
intentions by
consistency,
the
so it's
horse,
very
but pretty much know
consistent.
it's ready.
If you look at
Here
very
you'll see,
consistent, you'll see
like
it's second,
this is
seventh,
a
second,
race where
first,
there's
and
been a
fourth.
lot of collateral form
And that's
against one
why
another
it has an
in this
80%
race.
chance of
Now,
winning and placing
when you
in
see the
all the
bum
races so
rolls
far that it's
here,
entered in, which is
you
pretty
also
decent,
find that
and that's
there's
why it gets
green
that
and blue
consistency
figures.
bulk.
Now,
And it has
simply
scope for
put, I'm just going to
improvement
close the
because
collateral
it
form
is
because
third
otherwise
on the
it gets too
84-day
busy for
form
you now
behind
to
the two
explain.
Cotson horses.
But
So there is
simply put,
definitely scope
when
for
you see
further
red,
improvement,
it
and
means
obviously,
that figure was
Rapidash
obtained
is how old now?
outside
It's
of the
let's just see
distance
how old is
category
Rapidash. 2020,
of
8th October. So
today's
Rapidash is
actual
only a
race.
3-year-old,
When you see it
and
in
running
green,
against my
like
bestie,
here
which
on
is a
Christopher Robin,
6-year-old.
you will
So
see that
yeah,
that figure
that's
was
the kind of things to
achieved
consider
within the
because
same
the
distance
6-year-old is carrying
category
3
of today's race. In other
kilos
words,
less
it's
than
2,000
Blackberry Malt
meters. It was
and
close enough to
2.5
that
kilos more
2,000
than
meters to make it
Rapidash.
green.
That does get
And
the
when it's
weight
too
for age
far away, like with
allowances.
Nachi,
And this is a
you'll see
Heineken
that
Class 3,
2.73
so
was
we've had
achieved over
53
1,500 meters,
races
and
in
today
a
it's
Class
at
B over the
2,000 meters,
1600 at
and that's just
Kenilworth.
too far
And
away,
if we
and
look at the
therefore it's
top
red.
rated
When you look at
chances
Christopher
to
Robin, you'll see
win,
that figure
your
there
highest
was a
percentage
great
here
figure because
does
it was
look like
achieved
a
on a
33%
1800 at
on
the
total
same
points,
course
which
turf
goes
contain,
to
so that
my
turns
bestie.
into a green because
And then
it's a
the
reliable figure, where
Blackberry
this
Malt
is not a
18%
reliable
just
figure
at
because it was
time.
not achieved
But funny how
at the
Blackberry Malt
same distance
ranked
category.
first,
Simply
my
put, if
bestie
you look at the
second, but my
distance
bestie
categories
is first in a
closer
lot more.
to today,
But
you
yeah,
go and look
in the
at the
ones that my
2000 at
bestie is
Vaal,
not
that figure
first
goes
in
up from a
is lacking, and
2.7
that's why
into
the
a
average
terrible
is different.
38 lengths.
So
Or if you go to
that's
this
that is
1600
your
year,
race
most
4.
recently it's just a
And
month
then your
ago,
race 5, Brett Crawford. Luke
17.56
Cott was
lengths
first
figure.
Called
So
United
from what
second,
I'm seeing,
Avignor's third,
Nachi is
Gentleman Joe's fourth,
probably
White Royal
better
Mo's
off
fifth,
around the
Caramel
1400,
Fudge in red,
1500
so
meters,
that's red
given
because,
he's
again,
got down to
the
a
merit rating.
2.73 versus the
81,
industry
running
standards
down,
here.
coming down,
You can also see
62,
how
so
this
its highest was 81 and
horse's
it's currently
merit
on
rating has been
62 merit
changing. In this
rating.
case,
Does
Nachi
have flange here
has
with
gone from a
Mr.
91
Ashton
to a
Aries
93
because
to a
Ashton
95
Aries
to a 100.
60% wins
And
for the
just
jockeys,
now he's losing his
37%
form.
off
He's
for the
going
trainer, and
199.
37%
Personally, I
places
don't
additional
see
to those wins.
why now it's a
So
96
Caramel
currently.
Fudge is a red
Personally, I
one.
don't like it when horse
Also,
change
it's the
merit
most
rating because
consistent
the aim
one.
of the trainer
That
is to
curve by
improve the
1.1
horse.
links to Willie
So
John.
why
And then a bit of a
is
gap to
the
call
merit
to
rating
United
dropping if
favourite.
a
moving
trainers pay
on
to
to
improve
the
the
sixth
horse.
race.
They're clearly just hiding the form. Anyway, needless to say, that's one of my pet
Your
hates,
top rated
because
is Priceless,
I believe in fairness,
which is also the favorite. Second rated is
because
Rose,
merit
Harry
ratings are
Stawson's own
dropping and
runner, which
dropping
remember Kumalo, and the
horrendously.
blinkers fitted at
It just
16 to
simply
1.
means that
Two
there's
runners
a
since the
door,
last win,
gateway
83%
for
chance for
trainers,
Candice
for
and
jockeys
Kumalo to be
not
in the
be
money, which is
consistently
very high.
honest
And
with the
this season,
performances of the horse.
Candice
And on
is
top
at
of that,
12% winning
because
and
the money that we are
36%
running
place,
for in South
almost
Africa is
50%
really
chance
immaterial,
of being in the top 4
they really start
for the season for the
doing funny
trainer.
things just to
And
make
the P
sure
stats here is 29%
that
on Priceless,
they can
27% on
run a
Kenilworth Rose,
business.
33%
So,
on
I mean, if you put in all the effort and you get a fourth place and you get 4,250 bucks
Not a
for
bad
fourth
draw
place,
with Richard
you'll
Fury on
much
board,
rather
second
just
run after a
bet
rest, but
and
only a
make
trainer
much more than that
joker here.
4,000 rand.
So
Yeah, let's
based
leave
on
that
the exact course and
as it
exact
may.
distance back.
Let's move on to the third race.
Moving
and,
on to
yeah,
the
here
7th race.
we also have 50p stats previous races, so we have examined 50
Brad
previous
Crawford
races
is
of
again
the
top
exact
rated
same
after
turf
Priceless.
contained,
He's top rated again with
1400
Sergey here.
Class C,
And
so
I
quite a
had
decent
a question
enough
from
sample.
someone.
And based on that,
Just as far as like
we
quasi
have
for sure, that's third rated here. Countdown is second rated for Richard Fourie at 8 to 1.
there.
But if you look at a good example here on the bomb roll figure, you'll see minus 7.09 and minus 7.36, nothing in it. But then when you add the adjusted time, then it completely changes, because quasi for sure is adjusted time 59.93
was also the best on that
Sergey's
figure, so the best lengths in this field,
56.57 is very fast. And then also adjusted that to get over to the change in the weight, 62 kilos versus now 60 and a half.
Run
Quasi
as
for
one,
sure
had a
62
break
versus
coming back from a
58 and a
rest.
half, so that's
And
the
there's
3.5 kilos
that
change
has
here
a little
in
bit better
1.5
figure
years,
over
so
the
Quasi's
rest. If
2
you hover
kilos
over it,
better
you'll also
off.
see the actual date,
Also
30 of
keep into
521,
consideration that
or
that
if you click on it and
59.93 was
open the
actually
record,
pretty
you'll see
decent
there's
considering it was in
5,
soft going.
and the details of
Sergey's
the
last run was a
actual
good going.
race
Sergey
you
also with
can
60
see
kilos
there.
on it back with
So,
yielding
other
conditions,
things
did do
to
a
consider.
1200
Runners
Gravel at
1 has been
59.09
gelded, that's why that
and also did a
needle is there. If
1200
you hover over here, you'll see it
Scottsville
has
in
been gelded,
56.86,
and
which
the
is
actual
very
finishing
fast for yielding
positions
conditions,
and the actual
56.86.
draws and
So you can
gears,
understand why Sergey
if
is
there is
then
any gears
therefore
change, you'll see it
better
in
off
yellow.
on
In
the
this case,
back
these
figure,
horses
because
is
that
coming
back
to the
figure
course
is
only
the bum
second
roll
run.
adjusted with
So
the
you'll see
adjusted
what I
time,
call
and
a
because
little
of these
green
beautiful
spring chicken sign.
56s and
He's
56s,
only had 2 runs, he's only
it's
had
better
1,
than
he's only had
Quasi's
1, so
fluid
it's way
60s
less
and
than
61s, and that's
the
why that
rest
adjusted
of the
time
horses in the
looks
field, which
quite a
simply
bit
means that
better
there's probably more
from a
room
back
for
figure,
improvement
north versus
he's a new
9.18,
starter.
9.18 lengths.
Moving
And
on
countdown here, you
to
have got
the
an
rest of the
old
race.
figure
Well,
on the
there's race
16th
4,
of
the exact
July
same
of
applies. The top 3
6.33,
exactly
that
as
was
is.
done
And if you
here
actually
on the
look at the back
16th of
figures
July,
for
but
the
that was
top
done
3 for rapid fire
in
Valerian
poly.
and
So
Bold
if I don't
Ransom.
want the
Bold Ransom
poly, I
the
just
favourite
simply
at
at the
8 to
top
10
here, I
rapid
click
fire.
I only want the turf, and poly will
There is
disappear.
Azzy,
And
which clearly
by
has
the way, it will also then
more
disappear
control over
from
the
your
race.
bottom
Azzy,
here
Azzy,
from
and
your
Azzy.
graphs. And
At
further
5
to
to
that,
1
if you then only want to
has
see
the best
today's
42-day
course,
figure,
then you can do that as
and
well.
by far
I'll
the
show
best
you how that
42-day figure.
influences the graph at
Bold
the bottom,
Ransom
because
has
whatever we do at
very
the top
close
here,
to the
our
best
graph will also display
84-day
like that.
figure,
So
but
if I put the
pretty
course
much the
back in,
same
you'll
with
see the
rapid
graph
fire,
change. You just
and
put the course, then
only a
the graph
0.1
changes.
lengths
If you just
behind
put
that is
in
Valerian
today's
King,
distance
and then
as
there's a
well.
gap
Now obviously
for
we don't have a lot to go
Riverine
for
2
anymore,
lengths,
many records, because you're
away
taking only
from
the
rest.
grass,
So,
only
just to give you
the
an
Kenilworth course, and
understanding.
only
So,
the distance.
here we have
So if you then change that to all the valid distance categories or valid bomb rolls, you'll see a bit
had
more. There's
Alamites
one
is now
standing
got
out here.
Alamites
That
and
goes to
blinkers.
Sergey
On top
again.
of that, best
On the
exotic
back
ranking,
figure,
adjusted time, speed
you see
rating.
there's Sergey
Only
again,
had 4
looking pretty
previous
decent.
P
There's a nice
stats over the
improvement on the
2000
blue one,
Turf and Tank
Mufasa,
Class B, but these things
which
will
is the
quickly start
stablemate.
populating.
And then if you want to
Since,
start taking them out,
as we
then
run more
obviously
of
if I don't
these,
want Mufasa,
we'll
you just
start
click on Mufasa's
getting more of
name
the
here,
data,
and it's done.
and
If you
then
don't
the
want, we can go all night,
ranking
we can take it
averages
out.
will
Cosmic
improve,
Highway, you can
and
take it
the
out.
AI,
And now
machine
we only
learning,
have
everything will improve.
Quasi and
purely
Sergey
because
and
more
Countdown
data, more
to be looking at,
consistency,
so
more quality.
Countdown I can
This
take out
horse
as well.
has also
But that's
the exact
essentially
horse
how
attack
to make
distance,
your
best in the
film
field, pretty
study
decent for
much easier. Remember, this is
16.61.
mathematically.
With,
So
Jive Express
as
also dropped
we have
not
artificial
bad,
intelligence and machine learning
bad,
active,
odds in this race
we will
before we
periodically,
get to
you see
the
that brain
favourite.
there, that's your
In the
brain
next
artificial
race,
intelligence on the one side. and machine learning on the other side. And as we learn, we just
carry on
and
show you the
weigh
rest of the
all
things.
these different rules,
We have
weightings
two versions of
on a
exotics.
periodical
The
month-by-month
one
basis to get
is
better and better
essentially
and improve
picked on
based
a
on what
different
we
set
see,
of
based on what
algorithms
works for the
than the other ones,
specific
but they're very
course
close
and
together,
distance and
very,
class
very much the same.
to update
Here we
the
show
rules,
the
make it better,
bipod, the
and
high-risk bipod, the
be more
PA, the
accurate
high-risk
as we
PA,
go
the
on.
Pick 6, the
This is
high-risk
something I've
Pick 6,
spotted here for Sergio as
jackpot
well.
1, high-risk
The
jackpot
blue
1,
bat
jackpot
CD,
2, and
you can
high-risk
see for
jackpot
instance
2.
Sergio has
And
had a
at the bottom here you'll see the
5.78
exotics. This is for PA and
down here,
bipod purposes. This is for PA
1200
and bipod
BBST, where
purposes,
it was
the
first with
XP2, and this is for Pick 6 and
Matingani on board,
jackpot
where it was
purposes.
back
So
in
on
from
top
20
of
to 1 into
XP1 and
6 to 1. Oh,
XP2,
that's a lot of
also
money.
add the
With a
XP3 numbers
5.78.
for Pick 6 and jackpot purposes, and then if
the second
there
best is
required,
13.25.
we might go into XP4
down.
and XP5, and
You see
that's
down
just
here
simply put
on
based on
actually
probability
on
percentages,
Countdown's
based on the
first run
VSATs,
over
based
the
on
1200
these
Kenilworth.
EXP percentages,
So
and the
yeah, there's a lot
percentages
to take
that
in,
these
but,
EXP
there's a lot
percentages
going
falls
here.
in
I'd love to
fall
do it full time, but
into
obviously you need members
these
to actually do it full
specific
time,
brackets.
and
You can see the colouring of the
therefore we're
brackets.
not in a
So
position
that's
to be doing a preview every
17.92
day
green figure, so
yet,
that'll
until
float
we actually
into the
have
green
enough members to
value,
do so.
and the yellow will float into the yellow value, and the
So
orange will float into
bear
orange
with me
value, and then
until
it goes
such time
further
that happens.
depending on those percentages.
Just moving on
If
through
it's
to
still
the
within
8th
a
race.
decent
Here
range,
we
we'll
have
start populating
Tough Terrain,
them
Big Unit,
here.
Tinkerman, Navajo
So what else
Dancer,
can I tell
all
you? I
about
think my
Al,
half an
Michael
hour is
Faraday,
probably up.
Ralph Rocket,
So
and
let's just
Chariot.
show you something
You
more
see that
from the
is
JTR
Gelded for
combo
Crawford and
and
Ricks
the
for
JTR
his
detail
riding,
sheet.
coming
So
from
I'm
Miguel,
going to
so
flip over to
expecting
this
some
side,
improvement there.
and here you see
22%
your
was
ranking
stacked
averages
for
and your
statistical
percentages
form
as I've
for
showed
chances
you.
to win.
Moving over here, you
But
get the
then
first
Tough
race, here's
Terrain
the
is in
second
red
race, here's
here
the third race,
because
here's the
you'll
fourth
see
race,
Tough Terrain's
etc., etc., etc. So
merit
you
rating
see
has
that's just
tumbled
the ranking from
and
one
is
being in
currently
green
at
to yellow
a
into
76
to
from an
red
all-time
3
high
blue
of
4, and
a
then the normal black
94.
4. The
And it's still
rest
only a 4-year-old,
of
so
these
yeah,
values
Justin
are
Snake is
obviously
being paid
Rassi
to
today
make the
explaining
horse worse
everything again, but Rassi did a good job
because its merit ratings
with the
just
British and
keep on
Irish lines
dropping
to
until
play
such
for.
time that they really just drop, which was
Now,
almost the case with Grant van Niekerk on board.
putting the ODR
Over the 1,000
on
he stays
is a
on
very
board
great idea,
today,
and the reason
which
for
means
that,
that today might be
as
his
I've
lucky day. But if you just
told
look
you
at
earlier,
the
is the ODR
distance
is
from the
on-day
Tinkerman,
rules, so I'm
you'll
just
see
going to move
that the
over to
Tinkerman
this
is
side,
an older
and let's
horse.
go
That's why that
into
little button
these
is there. It's
ODR
2018
on,
horse,
and you
but
can see these little
judging
numbers
on
that
his
starts displaying here.
10.46 figure, if we
Dawson
go the
got an
exact
extra
horse and
point
the
on the
exact
day,
distance,
Schwartz got an extra half a point
10.46
on the
here,
day, Kumalo got an extra
17.05,
point on the
18.4,
day.
that's all quite
And if you
low,
click on
lower
them,
than
you'll
the
actually
23,
see
12,
where
30,
this
07,
half a point
46,
was
09 that
achieved
Tough
in
Terrain does.
race
So
1,
Tough
running
Terrain is better
second,
with 1,000 meters, Justin, not the 1,200, but
Dawson,
I'm sure that there was some comments made by Grant when it ran over its last run.
This 1 point was
If you see that
achieved there.
1,000 meters running
Kumalo
second,
as
when it improved to a 19 from a 46,
and race 2 running
there was
third.
some
So I always like to put those
comments
on.
perhaps that Grant
You can
believes
see
that
that
he
it
can
will
do the
adjust these
1,200, and
points
that's why Tough Terrain
slightly,
is probably
and it might make
in
a
the
difference
1,200
to
today,
bring
but so
horses
far he
into
hasn't
play
showed us
that
that he
didn't look
actually
very
can
good
do
during the
the
beginning of the
1,200.
day. But
And that's
trainers
just
are very
simply
much
from a
creatures of
mathematical
habit,
perspective.
and
Remember that these
you'll see when a
values
trainer is having a
at
good
previous
day,
run of
you'll
a
very
10
clearly see it. I'll actually show
when
you what it
Andrews
looks
was on
like
board.
yesterday.
Now gets Spirit
Let's
Fire
just
Herb
quickly
on
do
board.
you that
12.5
favor, and the reason why we
odds,
actually
12 to
keep
1.
that
It's pretty
is
decent.
I'm just going to pop over here.
Considering this last run, I don't know if that's
Again,
can repeat it again.
you can
Is
go
that
back
consistent?
to
But
any
has won
day,
over the 1,200
any
meters.
race.
Kenilworth
So if I go back at
before,
yesterday's
where Tough
Kenilworth,
Terrain
the
has
31st
gone
of July,
11th and
and I
10th
pop
and
over
9th
to
over the 1,200
JTR
Kenilworth.
combos again.
The Justin Snaith double might be on, so if Tough Terrain does do the 1,200
reason
meters,
why
then
we have
in the last
ODR
race where we
or
have
on-day
Summer
rules,
Lily, I
which
think it is.
so
Yeah,
important
Summer
for
Lily
us
as the top rated third run after the race. JP van der Merwe takes this one.
Now,
Based on overall ranking, green points,
I'll show you
exact
how
distance,
we can
median
see
speed,
that some
bottom
of these
42
trainers
days
are
curve,
just
and all the bats and the line back.
coming for a
So
day and
then
really
Summer
good
Lily
form for
is
the day, and
probably
they
on
continue
for
to
the
then be
double.
really
So
good form, and they
yeah,
they just
we'll see
have an
if
exceptional
Tough Terrain
day.
can lost the
And
distance
let's just
first
show you this example.
before we make
Candice
that
Bass
call.
Robinson
But
yesterday
between Summer Lily and
This is
Among
just
the
simply
Clouds,
first
you
race,
can
second
see
race,
who's
third,
had
fourth,
so
fifth,
far
sixth,
done
seventh,
the
eighth, and these
better of the
columns
two.
that you see here is
Summer
what
Lily,
I
though,
call
was
the
that
most
11 was
important
long
columns
ago.
of
It
those
was in yielding
front
conditions,
pages.
59
20
with Richard
columns
on
is
board,
just these 5
8.25
columns is
lengths
my
behind
most
the winner. Didn't
important.
like
So that's the
the
finishing position,
yielding,
the
or the
ranking
heavy
average, the
conditions,
bringing
maybe
points, the
so much
total,
as the yielding.
the bet over the
And
42
here's a
days, and the bet
8,
consistency.
14,
That's for
32,
me
28.
my
So,
5 most
so those are all
important.
better than the 13.
Now in the first race, you'll simply see
it does
there's
come
a
from
lot
a
of ones here, and
long-ish
that's Candice
rest.
Bash Robinson.
So among the clouds must be
with
considered
Greg
as well,
Shane being
because there's some big support here.
and that was, if you just hover
But
over
it
it, you
is
see
not bad
Nippy
15
Winter.
draw
Now,
to
clearly
also
put, you can
keep
see
that
Greg
in mind.
Shane was
So yeah, we'll learn a lot as the day
expected
unfolds,
to win
but
in this
some
race.
hidden form on this
But he ended up
4.86 on the
losing with
19th of
the
July for
horse that has
Brandy,
all
for
the
instance.
twos, and that's Seeking Peace at
Was
5
done.
to
Let's
1.
see where
Now,
that was done.
maybe
Yeah,
mitigating
was,
circumstances
1400
in this
Durbanville.
case is Mike Stewart might more,
Yeah,
because
what else
it
can I
was
show
also
you?
the
Maybe
runner
just
Mike
a
Stewart,
quick
and that's that little one
recap
that
of
you'll see
yesterday,
there.
which went
On
pretty
top,
decent. Let's just do that. Go to yesterday. If you know the date and you know the course, then you can go back 5 years if you want. But you can only look at this year for clicking on and going down the list. But if you actually know the exact date and exact course, then you can just put that in your browser and go back to whatever you want. So here we had Secret Chord as the top rated. Obviously the first timer Sabre Strike was the winner there. That's Lucky's horse, and then Lucky tried again for his double. He ran second in the second race yesterday, but our top rated Sugary Sweet beat it with Matchett and Macaulay. Then in the third race, our third race, we did pretty well yesterday. Our third race, the fourth rated Water Tiger, won it, best adjusted time, best speed rating, and the 42-day best bat 42 form. Also did well. If I just look at the percentages yesterday, the best percentage to win was 24 on the Super Rule, but belongs to quite a few of them. And then 17% on 42-day bat figure for Water Tiger. Moving on to the fourth race yesterday, that was a greenie. Can't remember what that race was. Okay, that was Rulership. Rulership at 5 to 2 was the greenie, was 3.97 ahead of Mover and Shaker, and 6.9 ahead of Captain Hindsight, but they finished first, second, and third. And then you'll see Magic Tattoo on the old form was in fourth year on the 168, but it last ran in 25th of June 2023. So it ran fourth, coming back from a very long rest. And there's your nice top 4 quartet based on the bat figures, to show you that the bat figures actually does work, is pretty effective. Yeah, we had a very nice bat C figure of 8 lengths better on the consistency by Guy Gibson, top rated, number 1 here. Guy Gibson also won, and the second Hawkbull, second place for Hawkbull on the bat curve consistency. Hot to Ruby was got a lot of money, but didn't perform much. But yeah, another top rated that won in the form of Guy Gibson. And then here was a very decent top rated as well in the form of George Handel. George Handel. I don't know how far that was ahead by the rest, but we can check that on the JTR detail. But something that it was far ahead of was, it was 8, almost 9 lengths ahead of On the Horizon as far as the bat figures, but that was in red, because you'll see it was a red figure that was obtained here. And the fact that it actually was backed in last time on the 1800 meters from 14 into 10 gave me a little bit more confidence that George Handel can pull it off when he ran second the last time, and he followed it up with the win today at a very nice 8 to 1 price. And that was our top rated there in the form of George Handel. Moving on to the 7th race. Can't remember what happened in the 7th race. Unzen, the second rated horse here. Unzen was in second rate. Robbie Sage 14 to 1, really nice price. Dennis Schwartzel. Unzen was second rated and won at 14 to 1. The top rated was Silent War. And the third was Bon Vivant, and then it was Vaal Recap. And Brave King was fourth, the 5th rated, but yeah, second rated was nice for the Pick 6 at 14 to 1. And then the 8th race, Argo Alley also second rated, 8-1, nice price. St. John Grey, third run off the rest. Muzi Yeni, that's a double for Muzi. And Argo Alley took the win here. River Coraris was our top rated here, but Short Terry wasn't having a really good day. Angel of War was in here for Paul Matchett, and then moving to the lucky last. So we see we actually got the pick six quite easily because all the winners came from the top two rated so far. And so was the case with the last as well. Top rated was Boom Boom, that ran second, and second rated was the Linebat Purple Horse Stormy Choice at 8-1, that won for Mokotwa, and you'll see it was nicely hidden there by Mr. David Nieuwenhuizen. Well done, because his 4.67 is way better than the second best 11.2, but he had to just throw in a nice little curveball to take it to 1,000 meters and run nowhere with that 13.69 and that 14.64, and then that was a Turfontein run that it did nothing, and then 2 short 1,000-meter run that it did nothing. Well, with Mr. Mayhew on board as well, and then that was the strike run 4.67. He brought back Luke Mokotwa, Linebat, the purple line horse. You'll see that was the zero that we got for the Linebat, the best Linebat, and he came to collect today after just quickly taking it for 2 bad runs to get the price that he wanted. That was Stormy Choice, the second rated. And on that you could see that Stormy Choice's bat figures was way better than Boom Boom, so it's not Richard's fault that it ran second. He just had more horse. Luke Mokotwa just had more horse in this race as far as I can tell. And on the JTR combo, you'll see that who has actually done well yesterday, and that's how it actually populates as the day goes on. For all the results, you can see Fani's had a decent day here with some first and second and thirds and fourths. You can see Lucky had a decent day, first, second. Moving down here, Tony Peters, Muti ran out, didn't have the greatest of day. St. John Grey had a double attempt here on Secret Chord and Argo Alley, but obviously Lucky's horse was just too good as a first timer. That's also quite nice to see the day unfold like that. Anyway, guys, so yeah, that's it. We'll already have all our VIP play. There's 22 picks for us for today in racing and in sport, and we made another nice 22 points profit yesterday, and our profit has been about 4,000 points so far for the year, so that's pretty good. And yeah, we'll continue to improve on that, and hope that the tutorial has helped, and you understand why I don't do these every day, but maybe one day when I can do IPS full time, then we can actually have these tutorials on a day-by-day basis, or previews and recaps on a day-by-day basis. Okay, that was fun. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.